Hello, everyone. Stocks today were mixed, pulled back on the Russell 2000. NASDAQ was higher on the Dow Jones Industrial Average and S&P 500. We'll start off with the Russell 2000. As you can see, we've had an extreme V-shaped move higher. Let me go and make this just a little bit bigger. We've had an extreme V-shaped move higher off the post-Brexit lows. It's been straight up without a pullback. So a logical area of support, now that we're starting to get a little bit oversold, would be right here at the June high level. So I would expect us to at least consolidate here. It would make even more sense if we pulled back to those late June breakout levels. But either way, I expect us to find support around here. And I expect it to start soon, because if you look at the oscillators, I know it's a little bit here. Let's just go ahead and delete this one really quick. That way we just look at the MACD. The MACD is still nowhere near overbought. So that tells me on the longer term, there's a lot more potentially left. But shorter term, some of my more, I guess you could say, short-term oscillators, TSV, is starting to get into overbought condition. If I add reback the stochastics, so stochastics is starting to get into an overbought condition. RSI is also trying to make its way into overbought condition, but nothing is extreme yet. Just short term, we're a little extended, so I'd expect us to pull back here. But even if we do, these oscillators will probably become more overbought. And so, like I said, a healthy rest looks more and more likely. And since volume was lower across the board, we'll just stick it on this time frame right here, or this tab, I should say. The S&P 500, sorry, I was looking for my tool. I expect to pull back to around this level. You can see also TSV, stochastics, is the overbought level. RSI is also racing into overbought. MACD still has plenty of room to go, but overall, you can see that it's not like it's coming off of a super extreme oversold condition. But once again, with MACD not overbought, it also suggests that there's more highs to come. So any pullback remains a viable situation. And that remains in the Dow Jones Industrial Average that was up today. I would expect this thing to pull back at least to these levels at some point. You can see TSV is high here. Adding back the stochastics is already into pretty heavy, extreme overbought territory, so it would not surprise me for that to happen. And then looking at the NASDAQ, you can see the stochastics is up there. TSV is around its old highs. But once again, if we remove the stochastics and look at the MACD, it still says that there's plenty of high ground for this market to still take on once we do get a bit of a pullback, no matter how overbought we are on the other indicators. Remember, markets can stay more overbought than you can stay solvent as a short, trying to short top tick this market higher. But there's some other indications that we might want to pull back some of our holdings, like PATK, that we are long from where you see it's actually from right here, but where you about see these white arrows is where you'll see that we're long. But PATK kind of had a noticeable pullback. UEIC also had a noticeable pullback. We had two speculative positions trigger some sell signals. So overall, we would expect this market to calm down. There were only two stocks that I flagged overall today, and one, it was very high quality. ELS is extremely high quality, but this is just too extended. The pocket pivot point signal just is not coming with a strong enough volume surge. BOP is going in the wrong direction overall, and if you look, you can see that it's nowhere near the 20-day moving average, which makes it very risky with us being in this overbought condition. And besides that, there was no other quality stock that I was really interested in on an end-of-day trend following basis. GGB would be the only one. I would suggest limits around 204, 205. First sell stop at 194, final one at 187, because this one's a pretty volatile one. It isn't perfect either. As you can see, the 20-day moving average isn't touching the price, much less the 10-day moving average, but that's why I wouldn't chase it up here at 208. However, if it can find support around the 205 area and then attack higher, that would be good. I continuously have been missing these long signals on gold stocks. GSS is another one, once again running from me. Limits were missed, and 17% higher in just a few days later. I'm like, dang it, but what are you going to do? Also, that just happened in IHS. IHS was a new long signal here ahead of the merger with MRKT. 116.08 were my limits, gapped up to 116.17, got an even bigger, stronger long signal. Look at the surge in volume and BOP on IHS as an add signal, but it was due to the merger completing between it and MRKT. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to buy INFO in the morning because I don't know how it's going to trade. And as you can see, basically it's what MRKT became, was INFO. And today, up 10%. So that is this market, and that is just something that I'm going to have to continue to live with as long as we stay extremely volatile, have these extreme V-shaped moves both up and down, and then up and down and up again. So as long as that's normal, stuff like this is going to happen. The swing trading and the day trading still remains the two safest places to be, and the stocks that we provide in our early morning pre-market watch list and in the chat room will be where we continue to focus on the oversold potential big movers and also the continuation patterns and breakout patterns intraday. All right, everyone, this market needs a rest. Overall, still looks not healthy, but at least we're hitting new highs. The pullback today was on lower volume. We'll see how this plays out heading into the end of the week.